I think my visual stimulation is an integral part of my poetry. So it kind of goes back and forth. And often I'll write a poem on an envelope. I'll grab a piece of paper, and usually envelopes are around. So my lines are very short to fit on the envelope. So then when I type it up in the computer, it seems a little boring to just have it go straight down the page. And sometimes that works with the words, but often I'll play around with bumping things here and there and seeing how it looks. Rivers are a natural go-to because of the passage of time and the way a river kind of evokes a continuity, and you might be passing different things on your trip through the river. You might flow through a city, you might go through farmland, and you might end up in the ocean. So I think it's a natural for me to want to incorporate water of some form. A friend of mine recently is working on an anthology, a fishing anthology. And I go, well, I've never been a real fisherwoman, but I definitely have some poems where I'm a fish. I often will start with a list of words. A bunch of words will come to my mind, so I'll write down a bunch of words, and I have sheets and sheets of just different words. And they'll be in like ponds of words, and you can pick and choose and put them together. With my collages, I'll often start with a bunch of images and then see how they work together too. I've been a mother for a long time, and I'm a grandmother now. And as a young woman, things were a lot different back then. I think it was difficult to be taken seriously, especially in the art world, because there were so few examples of artists that were women. I think now there are more women in the arts, and I really appreciate that situation. So I've always taken that to heart, that I wanted to explore, especially young women, how they're going to evolve into the world. Barbie started out kind of funny and interesting. So she continued on that path, that she was just rebellious and goofy, and she didn't want to just be a beautiful doll in a plastic box. She had an interior life, and she just happened that way. And that was way before the movie too, by the way. I can see the similarities between the way women are treated as objects, objectified, and Barbie's an object. And her interior monologue was that she wasn't an object. She was sentient and wonderful and something to be reckoned with. Even when I was doing photography, I was combining images. I was one of those people that would take the pictures into the darkroom and then combine them in the darkroom. So they weren't just like a snapshot. They were more like a photo montage. So yeah, I think the poetry is a lot like photo montage. You might have an image, an overall image, but then you would insert different images within that structure that made sense to you. Frank O'Hara, numero uno. I just love his work. I love his humor. I love the humor. I love the sense of surprise and the feelings he evokes in a poem by just some goofy thing that comes into his head. I love Diane Seuss for similar reasons. I just finished a workshop with John Morrison on Frank Sonnets by Diane Seuss, and I've read all her books so far that she's written. And E.E. Cummings, one of my favorites. Sylvia Plath, of course. I think that's a natural go-to for women. Federico Garcia Lorca. And I don't know. I'm a romantic, so I find fellow romantic poets to be quite engaging. Wilfred Owen, William Butler Yeats, Sharon Olds. I do love Sharon Olds, just because of her sense of exploration. Nothing's off limits. For Sharon Olds, there are no limits, no holds barred. She's in it. And Mary Oliver, just because she's so sweet, and I love her. And a new one, Carrie Wason, shout out to her. And I've been enjoying this book most recently just because I loved the cover. I bought it, and I love her poetry. It's really, really quite wonderful. So that yay to her. T.S. Eliot, Langston Hughes, Maya Angelou, Robert Frost. Pablo Neruda, not so much, because I think he was a chauvinist and it kind of makes me upset. But I've written poems against some of his poems.